Hi guys, Christina Ivanhoe here with Golden Heart Wellness and Stokes with Unwind, and we are talking today about biohacking. Stone and I have had so many conversations about biohacking, and I'm like, and I don't know about you, but when I think about biohacking, I think peptides, I think about light therapy, I think about all the other things that are expensive but ways to get ahead of the norm to biohack my body so that I can, almost maybe take a shortcut. But you said to me, what did you say to me?
Well, you need a foundation to begin the biohacking. So people think of biohacking like we were talking to Nicole. She says, I think of expensive equipment, right? So that's usually what people think of. And it does come into play a lot, but I think initially to begin a biohacking journey that you need to build a foundation. And little things like blood type, right? Get on a blood type diet.
How would you find out your blood type?
You would just go and have your blood drawn, and they'll let you know. I think that's one of the most important things.
So do you ask? So you go and you ask? Because it's funny because I've had my blood taken and they don't even know.
Yeah, you have to ask them to blood type you.
Oh, so blood type you.
Yeah.
So a specific testing, I needed a blood type. So if we were, say my doctor called it a hormone panel when us as women normally go and do that, then I would say, I also want you to blood type me.
Blood type me as well, yes.
Okay, and is that kind of like a normal thing? Like
it is, it's very easy. Okay. Yeah, they don't have to do too much extra.
Okay, because I know sometimes when you ask for iodine, they kind of get weird because there's some special tube you need or whatever, which is silly because most people should know what their iodine levels are, but so that's not a big deal? Like it would just be like, or do you think they'll have to call? I'm just trying to...
No, it's pretty simple.
Okay,
It should be on a panel. They can type you. Now I'm coming from a military background. We wore our blood types on our uniforms, during battle, just in case, if you go down, you need blood transfusions. I need to know what your blood type is so I can hook up the next guy to you.
That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. So you'll see that in all military and a lot of first responders as well. They'll be blood typed.
Yeah, wow.
So initially, I think that's one of the first stages of biohacking that individuals should know your blood type so that you can start to tweak your diet, right? A lot of people do paleo diets, a lot of people do ketos, a lot of people do whatever diet.
Based on your blood type.
And then also you can do a blood type diet.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're saying if they didn't have a blood type,
right.
then they just do the paleo.
Yeah, a lot of people, and that's what most people do. Most people just do a blanket Atkinson's diet, right? And it has nothing to do with them. It's a general diet for everybody. And I think when you get into biohacking, that it needs to be specific to the individual.
Yeah.
Right? So nobody's going to be the same. So no protocol is going to be the exact same. There's not one silver bullet. With biohacking, I believe, in my facility, I believe that we're creating a med bed. So meaning that we have multiple modalities that enhance very specific parts of the human body. And that kind of will eliminate this, and this will eliminate that, and there's not one thing that I found that just
does it all.
You.
Right? Right. So you would say, like, okay, so if they come in, so if I came in, you would say, okay, this is what we need to do, but you need to do this first.
Yes.
Or you need to do it interim, like.
So I think a good protocol for that is you kind of do maybe a biometric scan on a person, right?
And you have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have that ability. We can map out like 144,000 parts of your body. It's old Russian technology that they used for their cosmonauts. So it'll tell everything, right? All the way down to your miasms, sensitivities.
I need to get on that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty extensive, and that's just that's just one of the things, right? That
you do that for
right? But for the general public, for people who are just out there and you want to start at home, I would say first thing you need to do is know your blood type. Start working on your diet first. Change your mitochondria. If you've taken a round of antibiotics within the last year, one of the big things with women don't understand is the depression that comes after
from antibiotics.
Oh, absolutely. Because antibiotics destroy your entire mitochondrial field, So now what happens is you are now building them back up again, and it actually causes severe depression in women.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, most people don't know that. They don't
That's
tell
so
you that.
fascinating. Well, you just, because all you think about, like, anytime I've asked in our practice, I just, have you been on antibiotics? I just automatically think of the gut repair. That's what I always think about. But I don't think about the mitochondria, like, which is duh. I guess that would make more sense.
Yeah, so those are your brain centers, right? And so when we destroy that mitochondria that is taking X amount of years to build up,
Yeah.
well, you've just eliminated yourself, right?
Jeez.
Your mitochondria communicates continually to your hormones. It influences every part of your being.
Yeah.
Your thought patterns, everything. So
Wow.
now you go in and you throw in this antibiotics, which sometimes there's a need for antibiotics.
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot. I have a lot of women that have UTIs, and so they've been on, UTI whatever antibiotics, and then usually they get a yeast infection right after, which is candida. But it's interesting. So though, what would you say? Like right after that, they would just.
I would say so. You need some type of a serotonin boost, right? And then you need a tremendous probiotic. And before you start taking any antibiotics, you need prebiotics, right? You got to build yourself up, and you need to try to hold on to as much of yourself as you can. But the problem is, those are wide spectrum antibiotics, meaning that they are going to eliminate everything. They're not focused on just one specific. And if we could get the medical industry to actually, which they could very easily, make the antibiotic, make the strain that's specifically going in for that specific virus, bacteria, then.
I didn't know that they didn't do that. Like, I didn't know that they didn't specifically.
No, they use wide spectrum. So.
Like amoxicillin's always used, cephalexin, all that.
Exactly, and those are just they kill everything.
No wonder that does such a crazy job on. So we've done our antibiotics, and then what would we do when we come into your facility? Like, what would we?
Well, we would start with, you've done all your mitochondrial health. Now we're looking to get your body back to homeostasis. So we're going to put you on a protocol where you're going to come through. You're going to do a very specific protocol. You might do dry heat for a little bit, right? That helps. A little bit of steam.
What would the dry heat do?
The dry heat helps it brings back your mitochondria for one.
I didn't know that. So you and I could go stand outside in the hot Arizona sun and make my mitochondria?
It does.
I mean, maybe that's what I'm doing because I love the sun.
Yeah, the vitamin D.
Okay.
As much sunlight as you could possibly can get into your body.
Okay.
And heat is also a life extender. So a true finishing sauna, we know through peer-reviewed papers that it'll extend your life from 10 to 30 years, depending on the time that you do it.
I didn't know that. So you mean hot yoga is actually...
Hot yoga is a little bit different, right? So just because of the movement that you're doing while you're in it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a life...
Extender, interesting.
Yes. So a true finishing sauna, meaning you go in, dry heat, you can pour a little steam on the water or whatever, but heats up to about 175 to... Yeah, and so that really helps the body in longevity.
Wow. How long would you sit in there for?
15 minutes.
And then what? And then you go and do what?
Then you go to steam. You sit in there for about 5 or so.
And sweat that out?
Yeah, kind of let that happen, right? So now you're getting everything flowing, you're getting everything out of your system. Go and rinse off. And then we use, instead of hyperbaric chamber, we use an oxygenated ozone jacuzzi.
Which I loved. I was in it for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
But first he made me do the cold plunge.
That's right.
And I was able to finally breathe. But I will say, somebody would have thought like somebody was killing somebody in there. Because, I mean, oh my God.
But I gotta say, you guys stayed for over a minute.
Yeah, and we got to breathing.
Yes.
But then, it was pretty cool. And then when we got into what did you call it?
The oxygenated ozone jacuzzi.
It was amazing. Like, Tina and I both felt like, you almost, like when we left, then he had us go into a red therapy bed, but I felt like we felt great. Like, it was amazing. Like, that was really amazing. Like, I feel like if I could get over there, I would do it even more.
Yeah, that is something that and the red light and I like to finish on cold because I like to close my pores up.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You made me get in after it.
Yes.
That's right. I said it wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
But
right.
a lot of people will do contrast. They'll
But-
jump in and out, jump
Yeah.
in and out, jump in and out, right?
Yeah.
Between the different.
But that was
folds.
that was a good point to close your pores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you get back out into the general public, or
Yeah.
but also because after you've just done the dry and you've pulled everything out of your body, then you rinsed off, then you seal it up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, biohacking, that's where you're starting to get into the modalities, the expensive modalities, right? And once we get you to homeostasis, once we get your body back to its natural state, now we want to try to enhance.
How do you know when somebody's back to their natural state?
You can kind of see it in their eyes, you can see it in their skin.
Like, you mean it's glowing more, brighter?
Yeah, everything starts brightening up. They have a lot more energy, and that usually takes a couple of weeks, right?
So a couple more, not just one time.
Not just one time. I mean, it depends. Some of these super high athletes, some of these people who are like already on the pinnacle of health, one time, and they're like.
I will say I had energy. Like, I wasn't like chilled out. I was actually like, let's go.
Yes.
The next day though, actually, is when I felt it. Really felt it.
That's how it would be, right? So you got the red light. You had everything locked into your. To the mitochondria.
Yeah, I was like, let's go. And I didn't have a workout that day, so it was kind of crazy town. I got a lot of shit done. Okay, so more than like what? Like, you would have, I think you told me I should have went back like 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah,
3 times a week. After you do that for a few months, what happens is then you can just kind of do maintenance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can jump in there twice a week.
Yeah.
Right? If you just want to do maintenance. But if you're looking to enhance, and I think these human bodies are just they're built for enhancement.
He thinks we're going to live to be 200 years old.
We could live
So
easily.
I'm buying into that.
We can easily live to be 200. These bodies regenerate continually. Every cell in the body regenerates. Every organ in the body regenerates. We just get into a frequency that we keep on creating back to the old stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where the biohack comes in, right? The biohack is neuroplasticity. So now we've trained the body, we've trained the brain. Through also the foods, that frequency changes. Your body changes. Frequency seems like a woo-woo term, right? The vibration. But if you go to basic science, to math, me speaking right now is actually putting out a very specific pattern into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right? My thoughts put a very specific pattern into the atmosphere.
I believe that.
And it changes. I mean, it's scientific. We know it. We can measure it. We can look at it and see it, right?
Well, they always say, like, even like when you're listening to music, or if you've ever noticed, like, when somebody's in the room, they either bring energy or they don't bring energy, and that's their frequency. Like, but they'll say, like, if you're listening to music, like, you should listen to music that's, if you want to calm down, you should listen to calmer music, and your heart rate will match it, because it's pretty cool. So.
Because music is the only thing that can penetrate the brain, the human subconscious.
Is that why we remember it?
That's
and
why
I remember all those dumb songs.
All of the dumb songs, but do you know how dangerous that is, right?
Well, I was singing Vanilla Ice.
Right.
Ice,
Well,
whatever is that?
Ice Baby.
That's what it was. It came on the other day, and I was like, I can't believe I know all the words to this.
That's the thing, right? We do, but those are mantras that we end up, and those are frequencies. Those are frequency circuits that are in your brain that are actually pulling your vibration down. Music is probably one of the most critical things that, if you want to change your frequency, change your music, right?
Yeah.
You listen to dark, negative, bad. And I don't want to just like generalize specific music, because you got it in every single genre. In every genre you have this, right? So we know that 432 hertz is a loving tone. It helps with it. Actually, we can measure it on an EEG, how it changes your brain.
How do you know how to measure the hertz?
Oh, we can measure hertz
like an
easily.
meter?
Yeah, we can measure hertz with modality. We also know that music right now is set to 440 hertz. They changed the music scale. The Rockefellers changed the music scale from 432 to 440. 440 causes a dissonance within your body. It's a disruption. It causes aggravation.
Interesting.
So all of our music now is scaled to that.
That's so interesting, and it's interesting because luckily I listen to Caleb all the time, so my brain is always, because I'm too impressionable anyways. I can't listen to. But it's interesting because you see all these kids and everybody that has this anxiety and that they're listening to
Exactly.
this stuff and the subliminal messages.
It's weaponized, and it's not even subliminal to the point of it is outright just up in your face. Like the lyrics are ridiculous,
I know.
right? And we're repeating them.
They are repeating them. They're kind of stupid.
So if you look at
it's not even real music.
if you look at the like laws of attraction and the secret and things they came out with, they have you repeating these affirmations, positive affirmations, right?
Yeah.
So if you can repeat those positive affirmations to gain, what do you think is happening to you when you're repeating?
You're correct.
So the biggest war on our children and on ourselves is through our music. They've engineered it, but we've known that for a lot of years in the military. Sound is a tremendous weapon.
I never even thought of that.
Yes, and so it's amazing biohack. One of the biggest biohacks is to start listening to 432, 528. You can actually go onto your music, whatever, and say, play all of my pop hits in 528 hertz, and then that tone will come into you.
And what tone is that?
528 is a liberating tone. It's love. It'll help you. It'll raise your vibration. 440 hertz is not a good tone, and that's where everything is. Our scale is set.
So a higher hertz is better?
It's not that it's higher. No, it's the specificity of the hertz.
Oh.
So 174 hertz will put you into a spiritual frenzy. If like it can get you into a point of just like and they've measured that with like the chants from the Buddhist chants, or there'll be it's 174 hertz, and it activates the pineal. It gets it to shake and decalcify, and you start seeing colors and things that you can't explain. Or you can go to like our foot detox that we have. That's a Rife technology. 1111 hertz will destroy cancer cells.
So that's the one you were talking about when I had it up, when I felt like my ankles were going to explode.
Exactly.
And
So
nothing happened for Nicole, so I told her I was more toxic than her.
Frequency and vibration is
that's interesting.
It's everything, right? And it just goes back to Nikola Tesla, the father of biohack, right? He says if you want to understand the world, look at it in frequency, energy, and vibration.
That's fascinating. But the music thing is really, I feel like nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about it because it's $1 trillion industry.
It is, but my gosh, I mean.
And we're brainwashed. They're brainwashing us not to talk about it.
Yeah, well, that, and I think that I didn't know. Like I didn't even think about that. I did know that your heart rate will match. But for these kids and these people, I have so many clients in here that are struggling with depression or struggling with anxiety, even just to mention to them to change your music.
Change your music.
I would have never thought to do that.
That is a biohack that is so effective, right? So
it's easy.
It's an easy one. It's like that one's been on the table since the 70s, since even before that. The Monroe Institute, which is now in Virginia, but he actually was at Ohio State University, did a lot of work. He worked with a lot of three-letter agencies, a lot of military as well, but he had the semihint, the solfeggios, all of the different frequencies. So he started to experiment with that and use solfeggio. My phone, I hear it right there vibrating. And
I knocked it right out of what
it did. It did. It's like, I'm like, what are you talking about right now?
What frequency is it at?
Is
it a bad frequency that knocked you out?
No bueno.
No bueno. But I think that's so important. I really think that, I just think for mental health.
For mental health. So these are the foundations of biohacking, right? Mm-hmm. These are the things that you have to do first before you go get on that fancy machine. You get on that fancy machine, then you get back in your car and you're listening to straight up want to kill them MFers and that hoochie mama this, or some death metal that's talking about I love say, whatever, and all it does is drive your frequency back to a very low.
That's sad.
Yes.
I honestly, out of all the things I've listened to, and I've listened to a ton of them, I even work out to podcasts and people, I've never heard somebody talk about music.
Yeah.
And I think it's super important. It's really fascinating. I
think most people lose their meditation, they lose all the light work, the dark work that they've been doing. They'll come out, had a great session with themselves, they get in their car and boom, here comes Taylor Swift. Well, it's not so much the artists they know what's going on. There's no doubt about it, but it's It's the frequency that they're playing, and then they're getting you to repeat it.
Well, her songs are trendy.
And then you'll just keep on repeating that. And then, who cares about anything else that's going on in the world?
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, that thing is, you're singing that song.
Is that so interesting? Because I do have, like, that'll happen with some of that stuff.
It's easy because music is the only thing that can penetrate the human psyche like that. Only music.
That is so fascinating.
Yes.
I mean, well, that would be, it's nice because that's all I play in my house is Caleb, like Christian music. Because anything that walks through my door, I don't want anything to penetrate.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that, listen, just for me, right? That's what makes me and our house, me feel safer.
And that's that's the key. It's just like biohacking. Everything's individual, right?
Right.
Whatever works for you can raise your vibrations,
Yeah.
keep you into that mode of being healthy mentally first.
This is going to sound funny, but I wonder what happened to Tina because she listens to Justin Bieber when she gets out of it.
Yeah, well.
Depends on what. I'm just joking.
No.
I just started to think about it. She did probably get in her car and listen to Justin Bieber. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm not saying.
Hey, he's got a Hallelujah. Maybe she listened to that one.
And definitely, he's struggling, right? So his music is probably resonating to a lot of people right now because he's going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And these artists are powerful in that, right?
Yeah.
And if you jumped into the whole religious side of music, and I mean, that's Luciferian.
Yeah.
That music comes from Lucifer.
What does?
Music is Luciferian. But that's
all music?
Well, he was like the most beautiful voice and everything of God.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of things already.
There you go. So we take this thing way down to the rabbit holes.
Yeah, what do you call it? The rabbit hole.
We got some rabbit holes here.
Yeah, but that's so fascinating because I really am still like, there's so many people struggling mentally. Like it's, maybe that, even like Hannah, like when she's at church camp and I said, what's your favorite part? And she said, worship. And my husband was like, well, what are you going to do the whole time you're there? She's like, we worship. And she comes home and she's like a totally different kid. And she's worshiped all week.
Right. And then they sing gospels and those things get in them, right?
Yeah.
So you can't go to a store, a parking lot. You can't go anywhere now without music being piped in.
You're right.
Why do you think that is? It is definitely not for your benefit, for you to be happy, and it is, you are being programmed the entire time. And also it's keeping you from being settled.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I do know, like I've noticed, like you go into Neiman's and it's usually like nice and relaxing music. You go into Target and it's like uncha, uncha, uncha. Like, let's go buy some shit. Let's go. I noticed it the last time I was there.
Yes.
Like, I was like, this is a tactic.
Yeah, it is. It's complete.
Yeah.
Aimed at the consumer.
I mean, I'm like, because you literally felt like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, they figured out. All marketing, big marketing knows that, right?
Yeah.
They all have psychologists on the payroll, and they're like, this is how you do it. This is what we do to them. This will lead them to think.
Yeah.
This will make them be. Absolutely, it's.
That's
we're being herded, and.
I know, but I won't conform.
No, none of us will. That's why we're getting into biohacking.
Yeah.
Right.
So all right, now let's go down another rabbit hole. Like, what do you think about peptides? Because people are totally on these peptides.
Yeah, I think peptides are fantastic, depending on the individual and depending on the very specific issue or enhancement that they want. I think we're on a road right now in peptides that we've never seen before. That I would say within 10 years, I mean, we already have it, but within 10 years, you'll be able to take a pill and re-up this body. Our kids we're probably the last generation that can actually die if we want to.
No, we're going to live to 200.
Well, we can. I'm just saying, but our kids, they're going to live, they will have the pill that they can take that will keep their frequency to where it regenerates. Like, one of my biggest hacks has been through these peptides. I keep watching them come down. I haven't seen any that do it yet, but is to generate acetylcholine in the brain. Acetylcholine is what you're born with. It's what we swim in. Our brains just bathe in it until we're like 7 years old.
Well, they say that the acetylcholine too is like most kids with ADD are deficient in that.
Well, yeah, they've dried it all up, and they dry it up through, the music and through the vaccines. Right? So, but the acetylcholine, our brains just are washed in it, and until we're like age 7, then naturally starts to dry up for some reason. We don't know why it naturally. Same as their thymus, which is like the biggest. I mean, it gets rid of everything. Like that's why kids get all the colds. They're supposed to get all the colds so that they could be, immune later on. But your thymus dries up too by like age 7.
That's
so if we could reconstitute those couple of things through peptide research, I think that we would eliminate dementia. We would eliminate.
Yeah, because that's for the brain, right? The
Absolutely,
acetylcholine,
acetylcholine is like.
How can you get it naturally now?
Just through, so all of the different herbs that we're doing, right?
Yeah.
The swamp, that one, a couple others.
I feel like some of the things I have the acetylcholine in it.
Well, it does, but nothing so far have we seen that actually creates that where your brain is being bathed in it again. I think I'm on a quest to.
Yeah, get to working.
Yeah, I'm on a really.
Because that, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I think that just even already the stuff that you've got, like you know, the ozone. I mean, that prevents the Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Exactly.
Like,
so pumping oxygen into the mitochondria continually into the cells, eliminating all of the inflammation from the body, which
yeah,
is
well, that's the part too, because I have so many clients that have inflammation, like really bad.
Yeah,
like really bad. But
stimulating us for inflammation.
Oh, and I mean, all the crap that's in our food. Like, listen, I love sugar too.
Oh, I know, me too. I mean, who doesn't love sugar? Are you?
It's so bad. I don't have the red dye. I have the giggles instead of Skittles. They're not red dye. They're beet juice or whatever it is.
That, yeah.
But I feel like, well, I don't know why we wouldn't have stuff like that.
Well, you know, it's interesting, right? You go to Europe, you go to other countries, they have 3 ingredients. You come here,
I know.
They have
That's
70.
Exactly right.
And you're wondering why, and the argument is, well, because we can't afford to do what they do. You can't afford to put less products in them.
Right.
So their argument is ridiculous.
And because they do everything fresh over there. But they also, Europeans, they take siestas.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
they do not work their asses off to where they
12 o'clock siesta with a little tequila.
And they also, I mean, they don't work their asses off. They're not, they live to work to live.
They work exactly to
Instead,
live.
and here, we're like human doings at all times.
Yes. They definitely have us.
Yeah.
I mean, I love our country. I've been all over the world and I wouldn't live anywhere else.
No, I do too. I love our country.
But I do not like
I know.
what they're doing to our people right now.
No, and everywhere you go, I mean, you can just walk outside and you've got Roundup. I mean, they don't spray my yard, but I bet she sprays my neighbor's yard.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's just
I remember so early on spraying Roundup on our yard and getting it on my finger and feeling it. I was like, man, my whole tongue feels funny now. I mean, when I was like in high school, I didn't know.
You're doing what you
I had no idea. Like, kill these weeds. I'm not pulling them.
Oh, yeah. You were lazy. You didn't want to pull them.
Absolutely. Okay. Like, I could spend $10 on a Roundup and kill everything in here.
Well, but it's so bad.
It's so bad. Well.
And that's another raison cancer. So speaking of that, okay, so you're saying like, well, you've had clients that you have healed.
I've had, cancer patients that have absolutely reversed.
So, okay. So that's a kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, eliminate the inflammation. There's so many things that we can do. Like, you know, those cancer cells they're actually immortal. Those are immortal cells.
What does that mean?
That they don't die. That they're an
cancer cells do not die?
Right, they're an immortal cell. You change them, and they're trying to kill them. So, this is what I don't understand. First, I don't understand a biopsy. Why you would take a sack of poison and cut it open and just bleed it into your whole system. Because that's usually when the outbreaks occur. It's probably the most antiquated.
You mean when they take biopsies of our moles and stuff?
They're taking, if you go
they
in.
Cut it.
Yeah, just think about that. So there's better ways to do that, right? Okay. There's a better way. You could put a little hole into that and get a sample out. You don't actually have to do a biopsy. Yeah, they slice them completely.
Yeah.
And so those sacs are erupted into your system. No matter where they do it, they're spreading cancer.
Because they open it up.
They open it up.
Oh my gosh.
Otherwise, they would stay contained, and then you can eliminate that containment sac.
Oh my gosh.
So these are all old things that the ancients have known forever, right? And I don't like to go down the conspiracy that, you know, but it's sure seeming like that industry wants cancer to happen, because that's an $800,000 treatment if I get you on chemo.
I know, it makes me so sad. Okay, so somebody finds out, then they just need to come see you. At least to get the information, do the outside work.
I would say for
Or not
sure,
inside work,
just,
actually.
yeah, you know, to be smart about it. Like, don't be so afraid.
I think people are afraid. I don't know that I don't know how I would feel.
Yeah, I would be petrified. I mean,
But I'm a granola, so I probably would be like, no, I'm not doing that.
a lot of people are, when you're faced with your own mortality, it's a whole different.
Yeah,
problem,
yeah. We
right?
can never say what we would do
You can
unless
never
we're there.
say. You can never say until. And I understand some people, you know, and I think Western medicine is the most amazing medicine in the world when it comes to trauma.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? If you're in an accident,
I agree.
this is the place.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for prevention,
I know.
I'd say our insurance companies are absolutely destroying us.
I agree. Yeah. So okay. All right. So what other rabbit hole do you want to go down?
Yeah, there's so many of them. I mean, there's just hole after hole.
I know. What else? Oh, we were going to talk about hydroxygen or hydrogen.
Hydrogen?
No, don't talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about everybody loves hydrogen. Hydrogen is, our most abundant element that we have on our planet. It binds to the smallest particles. It's so beneficial to us in so many different ways. You know, it creates pathways for our cells, for mitochondria to accept more oxygen. It actually transports all the bad stuff right out of your system because it binds to everything.
So it's kind of like a binder.
It is a binder.
I didn't know that.
It can bind to anything because it is the smallest. So you can get everything out of your system through hydrogen. That's the beauty of hydrogen. People say, "Oh, eliminate brain fog. Oh, it eliminate my," because it's binding.
So will it make you feel sick?
No.
Like I get hurt. Like I feel like it gives me bubbles on my stomach.
So that's the thing. It off gases, right? Hydrogen is a gas, and so before it makes you sick, it's gonna off gas.
Oh, so that's normal.
So you might just be whatever source of how you're taking the hydrogen.
Well, even when I drink it with you too,
Mm-hmm.
but everything carbonation bothers me.
Well, that's the thing. So the effervescence bothers you. So that has to do with possibly you have way too much air in your gut, like maybe you breathe through your mouth.
Oh, I do that all the time.
There
We
you
talked
go.
about this. That's actually what I'm talking about, is breathing, because we got onto that whole thing. But yeah, that's probably why, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's because the body's a vacuum system, right? Even the heart is a vacuum. It's not a pump, it's a rolled out. You know that they all say it, but they're misquoting as to what everything is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vacuum system. You breathe through your nose, that's your respiratory system. You breathe through your mouth, that's your digestive system, right?
So if I breathe through my nose, but if I breathe through my mouth, then it's helping my digestive system, or it's not?
When you breathe through your mouth, is it helping your digestive system? So you're filling up you can feel it. It's actually, so when you're breathing through your mouth, you're putting air into your stomach, right?
Oh.
So you have your esophagus connected to your stomach, right? There's a sphincter there, and it opens and closes to let stuff in. And then it closes. And acid reflux is when it starts bubbling out, pushing up against that. You have so much pressure. The reason you have that pressure, most people don't realize, is because breathing in through their mouths all the time, they're filling their stomach with so much air that eventually it's got to go somewhere. Cause a gas one way, cause acid reflux the other way. Exactly. So it's
my gosh.
So, this is kind of why I understand the ancients. They said if you don't know engineering, if you don't know astrology, you can't be a doctor. You have to know the movements because I can go by, well, that's another route. But anyways, the engineering side of it, right? Understanding the mechanics and how things work, the body side of it.
But we think we know, but we don't know. Because like what you just said is nobody even knows about that either.
No, nobody has a clue because they're thinking on such a, they've made medicine to be so, like they're worshiping these doctors who only know like this much.
I know, it makes me sad because a lot of them are very, they don't
Some of them are
nutrition.
amazing.
Some of them are great, right, I agree with you. But it makes me sad because that's what they were taught.
Yeah, and they specialize, right?
Correct.
So they don't know outside of their field. They're like,
right.
I know that I can
Yeah.
treat your heart.
Right.
But these statins that I'm going to give you for your heart, they're going to ruin your liver, cause other things. But hey.
But then I give you something else.
Exactly.
To help that. I know.
But then I'm just going to send you to my buddy over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to take care of that.
Yes.
And then he's going to take care of that. And she's going to take care of this.
But it's all like.
It's all compartmentalized health care, which is the worst. Like,
yeah.
remember we used to have the family doctor. He'd come with his little bag to your house.
Yeah.
He knew everything
right?
about everybody.
But isn't that nice when it used to be like that? I know.
I know.
So okay, so back to the breathing. So, okay, because I have so many people with acid reflux.
Yeah. Well.
And so this part is sometimes it's because they're mouth breathers.
Yes. A lot of times it has to do with mouth breathing.
I know.
And especially at night. Like most people, these people get on CPAPs and everything else, and if you would just tape their mouths at night.
But what if they get on the sleep pads? But what if they?
Because then you're in a respiratory.
I
the
know,
reason
but
that they can't breathe, the reason they stop breathing is because they're breathing through their digestive system. It's because and you're not supposed to breathe through your digestive system. So they're mouth breathing all night long. So then their body just shuts down because you're not breathing correctly.
I have one client, and I really wanted to help him, and he wears a CPAP. And you actually asked me if he tape, and I asked you, and then you asked me, does he tape his mouth? And then he said sometimes, he stops breathing.
Yeah, well, that's because he's breathing through his mouth.
But I think that would be scary for somebody.
It's going to be petrifying for a little bit.
So can
you
he
just
train
put him
it
on a
during
heart
the
rate
day?
monitor.
Like, can he try and do it during the day? Can I help him try and do it during the day so he feels comfortable?
Yeah.
Because I think that when I said it to him, he was
Can't
like,
be afraid to die.
I'm afraid to die. And I remember when
That's
I was a
just
little girl,
military guy.
I was so weird, but when I was a little girl, I remember being like 4 or 5, thinking they're going to come up with the shot that I live forever. Not even kidding, it's
Actually,
bizarre.
we have it.
Well, I don't know. Do I want to?
Exactly. Do you really?
I want to live forever. I don't know.
I'm thinking I like to re-up pill every year so I can assess. Be like,
Yeah. So we want to be here.
Yeah, last year kind of sucked. I think I might want to go on to the
One
next.
more. Yeah, because you never know what's there either.
Exactly, because this is just the beginning of the ride.
I know, and I think that's your mind is so powerful. But okay, so back to the breathing. Okay, so then when you breathe through your nose, what does that do?
That fills your lungs, right? That now we're talking about diaphragm. Now we're talking about fill your lungs, and then you can fill your diaphragm next, right? Through your nose. You keep it in the respiratory. You're breathing through your mouth. You're just filling your stomach. You're not really getting a lot of diaphragm.
No, and you don't feel like you can even catch your breath.
You can't because so that'd be like me. I used to tell, in the military, when we train Rangers, I'd be like, you keep breathing through your mouth, I'm going to shove food in your nose.
Oh my God, why?
What? Because you're supposed to breathe through your nose.
Oh my God.
And you're supposed to eat through your mouth. So you want me to shove food in your mouth? Or food in your nose? They start thinking about that, and they're like, and then eventually you see it though. Facial structures begin to change.
From people breathing?
Absolutely, because now this is crazy rabbit holes, but we don't even understand how to teach our children to get off of the teat, right?
Oh.
The reason we're mouth breathers is because we still have our tongue between our teeth. We always have that straw sucking thing going on instead of your tongue being plastered.
Your mouth?
The tip of your tongue should be a little bit behind your teeth, and then the bulk of your tongue up into your palate. And that should be a vacuum back there. You should be breathing.
Weird.
It's very difficult
that
to
feels
breathe.
Weird.
And then even try to drink like that, right? Eventually you'll learn. It takes a while. The best way to do it is like put your head up, get a stand up against a wall, get your tongue right here, and get your neck straight like that.
It feels weird.
But it changes your whole, and you see.
I look like a weirdo.
No, you don't actually. Your jaws get bigger, your chin gets bigger, gets more developed. You don't have recessive chin anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now your whole face. Now you don't have to worry about
the wrinkles.
Yeah, getting shots in your necks or anything, because what happens is doing that.
That's also, and you probably know this, but that's actually a calming mechanism too. The roof of your mouth, that's why they suck the thumb. But they have like these little Bach pastilles or whatever that you can suck on the roof of your mouth because it massages the roof of your mouth. And it calms your
But you're telling me where it's natural. It's supposed to be. It's always supposed to be
ostrich.
there. I don't know if you have to do actually that. Hey, whatever works.
But can you tell people, if you look at somebody, can you tell whether they're a mouth breather or not?
Absolutely.
What's Nicole?
She just shut her mouth. She just.
What is she?
She just.
She a
shut her
mouth
mouth.
breather or breather, whatever.
She's both.
Try to be mindful.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
What am I?
You're a mouth breather.
How do you know?
You can tell by your talk. And
Does it pressure talk? Is that why?
Yes.
I get shit done with my pressure talk though.
It's okay. I mean, you got to implement that into your.
That's why, right? That's why I'm not. But it's true. It's like I actually remember, like I think I told you, like the first time I wanted. I remember I wanted to go and do this yoga with my cousin that was a big guru in Santa Monica, and she was coming, and I wanted to ask John. I'm like, okay, I want you to put me in a handstand. I want you to teach me how to do a handstand. And he looked at me and he laughed at me. And he's like, I'm going to teach you how to breathe. And I'm like, what? And I was so mad at him, but he was so right. Like, I'm like, damn it. And then I had to do a couple. Yeah, I'm like, no, I need to
teach you how to breathe.
Yeah, I remember. But I remember
That's
like
the
it's
key.
But it's weird because I used to be able to do that. And then you forget.
You do forget. And people think that, but that's the problem, right? We train ourselves into these crazy bad habits.
Because you're like on to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
So mouth breathing leaves you in the parasympathetic.
Here I'm taking oxytocin, doing all kinds of crap to get me out of it.
Yeah, just close your mouth.
Just close my mouth. Walk around with tape. I cannot talk to you. I can sign language.
I wake up every morning
language.
with tape on my mouth.
You have tape on your mouth? You do it?
Every night.
Aren't you afraid? Were you afraid when you first did it?
No, I was like, please kill me. No, I was joking. I'm like, I'm ready to go. This shit is hard.
But was you afraid or no? No?
No, not really.
But you've
hard.
seen more than most, so you're not, probably a lot of stuff doesn't make you afraid.
Yeah, I don't have a big fear button.
Yeah.
Which is part of the problem, right? Because I will push an envelope to the hilt. But because I am a father, I do have a.
Yeah.
That helps me. That's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Like.
Yeah.
Call me doing 170 every single place I go. Okay.
Yeah, because they're watching.
Exactly.
And they're doing exactly what you're doing.
They are, and it's amazing. It's like, wait.
Well, and it's funny because you don't really realize that until you see them do it. And you're like,
exactly, and it's like cellular because they can really tap right into you.
Oh yeah, push those little buttons.
So it's like, you're acting just like me. Can't do that.
Yeah.
So mouth breathing is very bad, very, very bad. I mean, a lot of people have deviated septums or burnt out nostrils from certain things.
Oh yeah, from drugs and other things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they can wear those breathe strips or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't. So mouth breathing, I learned about the gut.
Yes.
That's super important. And then music.
Music's
that was kind of.
These are easy biohacks, right?
Right.
This is how you get into biohacking. So first you change your neurological system, and that is the shock that you're getting from music continually.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I always tell people too, like, to say 5 things that you want to happen first thing in the morning, because that changes the neural pathways naturally. Sure. I mean, that's something simple, right? Easier said than done, because you wake up and you've got your to-do list and you're already like in fight or flight.
MF it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, but it definitely that's the way to go. I try to recount my dreams. I think those are very important.
Recount them?
Well, just remember them.
You do?
I do. So I'll be
what
like,
if they're bad dreams? You want to remember them still?
because there's always something in there. If it's a bad one, usually it's like gives me an answer. I'm like, this.
Do you dream every night?
I do.
Gosh, I don't dream every night. I was dreaming there for a while, and then I got stressed out. And
I dream. Yeah, I dream every night, and
what do you do before you go to bed?
I write both hands, left hand and right hand.
You told me that.
And I feel like it stimulates both hemispheres of my brain. So before I go to bed, I'll write affirmations, right-handed and left-handed. I'll do.
Oh, I'm gonna try and do that. I don't even think I'd be able to read my own handwriting. Can you read your own handwriting?
Yeah, I can write.
Left hand? Oh, but you can't.
Yeah, I can write both really well.
Yeah, I don't think I can. But you're still activating
But you
right
do
and left
learn
brain.
after you do it.
Yeah.
For a while, your body just it starts to write.
And so then when you activate the right and the left brain.
So now you have both hemispheres firing. Now we know that left-sided brains don't. We all think they all do the same thing, but they do them differently, right?
Like a lefty.
So a lefty thinks in entirely. They'll do the same things, but they'll do them different. Like they will more analytical, more mathematical, more structured on the left, more artsy, more on the right.
So if you're a left-handed, you're right-brained. Is that what that is? How that is?
That's how it works.
Yeah. So she's artsy fartsy, like to a T.
Yes. So what happens is now you get them both, and we have this little thing called a pineal gland, right, in the hypothalamus and the pituitary. And people don't.
No, that right here.
No,
Right
this
here.
is your third eye,
Yeah.
but it's actually midbrain. It's actually in the center of your brain, and people don't realize how important that thing is. But if you look on the tip of a Pope's staff, they have the pineal gland. If you go to the Vatican, they represent the pineal gland with a pine cone. They have this giant pine cone, the largest pine cone statue sitting in the middle of the Vatican. They understand how important that is. The reason that music, it throws off that pineal gland. The reason that you don't want all this calcium in your water, because it calcifies that pineal gland. The pineal gland is your direct pathway to the divine. That's where we pipe in, right? Because we're not really here. We're consciousness.
He's like 243 years old. Really.
Older than that, like 700, but.
What is it? Is it right here?
So it's in the center of your brain. It's in your hypothalamus, and so what happens is you'll know when you can start to operate or shake your pineal gland, because you'll see colors like you've never seen. What it does is releases DMT. It has these crystals all on it, and you'll see these. You can actually see the colors like when you can start to shake it a little bit.
Like when they do acupuncture right here. What is that? That's not it. I keep going there.
No, that's your crown. That's your crown chakra.
Yeah, you feel like totally like.
It does, and it
opens
up.
You up. Yeah.
Absolutely opens you up.
Yeah, so. But it's here then.
So it is
in the middle. Though.
This is where it comes out.
Yeah.
That's where it comes. Your third eye, right? But now, a lot of people want to do this. A lot of people are never going to activate it. A lot of people, because when you have a faith of Christianity, they might start saying that you're dealing in stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? I believe God is.
I mean, he didn't create this thing for us to be afraid of it.
Right. I know. I remember I had one of Hannah's teachers tell me that if I did yoga, I was not a Christian.
Yes, exactly.
And I was like, that's not true. I say, instead of saying namaste, I say God bless.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whatever.
But do they even know what namaste means? Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, so we're all caught up in all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of like, we are a spiritual being that lives forever, right? Don't you want to get back to the days where Methuselah lived for 969 years, 965 years with his next, and then they kept walking you down, getting.
That's crazy.
And those are true years. Those aren't like.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Okay, so how do you get to the pineal gland?
It's meditation, and and meditation isn't. Everybody doesn't have to sit and meditate for like 3 hours a day. Eventually, you can get there, right? But a lot of signs. Individuals can do walking meditations depending on your constitution, depending on when you're born and how you are. You know, some people can have a walking meditation. I think that's very powerful. I try to ground once a day.
What are you?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so I try to bring the light in, and then I focus my feet like roots going through the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Golden roots, and it is amazing what that do. That'll reset me so fast.
That's really cool. Like, there's so many great takeaways on that. Like, okay, so I'm an Aquarius.
Yeah. So I mean, you're very, very independent. You're very Aquarius. Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, you should like. That's the thing, right? It's so sad that we've had to play this separatist game and all of this stuff.
I think it all goes together.
It all goes together.
I just don't. God wouldn't give us all this stuff. And if it doesn't feel right to somebody, then I say that's when you get away from it.
Exactly.
But if it feels right.
And it's a biohack. You've got to try, and you've got to see.
Right, I believe that. And I think that that's part of the reason, too, that keeps us in a box.
Yes.
And that why we're not being able to biohack things, because we think that, that maybe not.
And that's, and so my definition of biohack is way beyond what, like, you'll get to these guys who are just biohack. Yeah, you got to do this. But no, it's a foundational biohack. Understand your sign. Understand who you are.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can start to really feed it. You start to nurture it. It starts to become, oh, I just got that feeling in my gut.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what that means.
Yeah. And human design,
and
too.
Human design, all of it.
But it's so crazy because there's so many things.
There's so many things. So you just take one at a time,
Yeah, I will say, like the human design, I really learned a lot about my daughter because she's a projector, and she would go up into her room. You know, when she's 17, she'd go up into her room and want to be, to just relax. And I'm like, that's so sad. She wants to go be in her room by herself. But I'm a generator, so I don't like to be alone.
Plus, she's a Scorpio.
Yeah, I know. You keep saying that.
You really need to read up on her. She is. When's her birthday? 11th.
The 26th.
Oh yeah.
October.
Of October. So yeah. So she's definitely, she needs time alone. She has to recharge. She has to have time alone. That's like absolute essential to who she is.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't. I literally.
And it's more than the projector. It's like, go back to start with the ancient stuff, and then work your way up. Because Yeshua definitely used all of the ancient stuff.
And she's like a little old soul in there.
She probably had at least 500 iterations on this thing. Most people who are, you would say, are old souls, they've had, everybody here on Earth right now has had at least 50 iterations. If you're here, yes, 50 times in this simulation.
What?
But the older souls have been here like 500 times, 1,000 times. And
why do we keep coming back?
because you get your mind wiped most of the time. Everyone's here this time. This is the time to be here. Everyone wants to be here right now. That's why you're having all these crazy walk-ins and all the crazy stuff that's happening around the world, because this is the most interesting.
But why do they want to be here now?
Because everything is changing. The human species is changing. We've evolved. I just got chilled. We've evolved. We're evolving. Planetary. We're so connected to the stars and everything. Mm-hmm. We've moved out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. Right.
What does that mean? Does that mean that I'm like the ruler right now?
You're the queen. You're the queen, and we all serve you.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Can you call us the queen too? She's an Aquarius too.
Are you? Well,
We're
too.
Queens.
You too. You too. I'm just here to serve you.
Okay, great. All right.
That's what you wanted to mean.
No, I don't know.
It's
I don't
more
know
of a
about
5D
it.
shift. So we've been in.
Do I have to shift now?
We've been in a heavy, three-dimensional, physical, brutal. We've been doing that all the way up. Look at the Inquisitions. Look at all the wars. Look at all the maiming that we've had. We're switching out of that. We're evolving into the spiritual side of ourselves, right?
Wow.
And that's why you're seeing all these UAPs and stuff, because they're like, damn, they're evolving. I want to be in there. And
what's a UAP?
Like unidentified projections.
Oh, really?
Yes. But they want to be here too. But they're going to walk into us, because these bodies are the most amazing AI that was ever created. We are the most advanced AI that.
You're saying an alien's going to walk into my body?
Well, some of these people are.
They need to be pink.
They're
they need a pink
a
alien.
pink alien. Sure, there's some of those, but some of these people out here are, are not using.
You think they're aliens?
Are their shells? They're just shells. They don't have a soul, I believe.
Oh, I believe that. It's interesting because when I look at some people and their eyes are all black.
And that there are black eyes.
But they're black, like almost like empty.
There are those, yes. But then there are black eyes that are different. That's an actual thing. But yeah,
it's an actual color, you mean?
Mm-hmm. It's an actual individual soul vibration that they're putting out. Some of them are not.
Ever. I think I kind of got heebie-jeebies almost every time.
Sure. That's a rabbit hole that we can go
down.
Yeah. That for sure we can experiment. Bring in a couple black-eyed individuals.
Let's bring in some pink eyes and black eyes, blue eyes. I do believe that most blue-eyed people, this is gonna sound weird, but that have crystal blue eyes are usually very, very like spiritual.
Wow.
Am I right?
I don't see that, but yeah.
You don't? What do you see?
I think it's very individual. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Because if I would go, so if you go to Davos, Switzerland, right?
They're all there.
Every one of them, it's the seat of the devil. That's where he was thrown. Azazel is under the ground there, where CERN is at, and so no, I wouldn't say that. Okay. I would be very careful with that.
Well, I just said it to you the first time I've ever said it.
No, I understand. I mean, they're captivating. Believe me, I have fallen for blue eyes like you can't believe. I'm like, what would you like me to do next? All right.
What do you want your closing statements to be?
My closing statement is biohack. Don't just use the modalities, the expensive ones. Start with the little things that you can do. Start with changing your diet. Start with breathing through your nose and not your mouth. Yeah. Those are the small biohacks that will lead to tremendous change. It'll change your whole thinking. Once you start breathing through your nose and not through your mouth, you get rid of brain fog.
Yeah, I agree. And the music. Really, the music, I didn't know that. The music is a big thing. Like it really, we need to be careful what we're listening to and putting into our brains, because Stone made a good point. Like when the music, all the music now, like it's on replay. So you're like, why is it that we can remember all those silly songs from childhood, like Vanilla Ice and all the other whatever? We can remember all of them because the brain is that powerful. And if we're letting our kids listen to all that stuff, and we're listening to all the like, oh, I killed my dog and whatever, all the other weird stuff that comes on, but it's on. He made a good point. It is on repeat. Like a lot of times I do repeat it like 500 times, and I'm like, just be an artist. Why are you repeating it? But it subliminally gets into our head.
And for the parents, if you can't get your kid off of rap, I understand. I was on rap as a kid. I loved it. You can't really tell your kid anything. We know everything until we don't.
Right.
So just go in and get 528 or 432 rap music. 528 rap music, 432 rap music. Then you get a gentle tone. You get a tone that's not going to be invasive and cause dissonance within the individual.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, because he's right. They're not going to listen to us anyways.
Yeah,
so we just have to change it. So, okay, this was our first Rabbit Hole podcast, and we hope that you will visit us and listen to us next time.